Welcome to the People's Economy Podcast, the only podcast where we keep it all the way real. Our mission here is to educate you, empower you with knowledge, so you can grow as an entrepreneur or whatever journey you're on. But so what do you gentlemen think about the mindset of switching from a worker to an entrepreneur?
That's a good one. That's a good one. I think for me, I went through stages. Like, I think you gotta like understand how to live in the mindset of an entrepreneur. So I read a few books back in the day, and you get like the seed in there, but then you start realizing the risk that it is, the financial risk, the time that it takes to do it, and I think sometimes that discourages you. But over this 2, probably almost 3 months we've had off now, I mean, to me, it felt like those ideas that I had, it was time to put it into gear, because what do you have to lose? You have all the time in the world to just really think out ideas right now. You could just fully engage your plan. So I think it's like stages of becoming an entrepreneur, and now I'm in the stage where I'm not afraid to. We just gonna try and see what happens. We just see what happens and we go with it, and that's how you jump in. That's how you jump in that pool.
There is stages to it. I would agree with that, and you got to come with different ways of making your vision happen. As an entrepreneur, if you're trying to get more attention to your social medias, you might get a bigger following on those, could be crucial to doing so.
No, you're definitely right.
Learning
how to network.
I agree. The whole path is basically trial and error. I agree. Your whole path is going to be trial and error. That's when you become an entrepreneur. You got to fail yourself to success. There's no other way.
Right.
You can't be afraid to fail. You're not going to go nowhere. You're going to be stuck where you're at.
So I think now communication is more important than ever, is key to a successful entrepreneur.
That's definitely true.
Yeah,
And
I agree. Communication has.
Now I was gonna say, ironically, the pandemic has made people even closer than they were before, because now we talk to people more, that we probably wouldn't before.
That's exactly the point I was trying to,
And we're home. So you just got time to really sit down. That's actually a very deep thing. Like, once we sat down from work, we were able to link up more with people, and I think the key in that was the time that you have now. It's yours now. That's how it is as an entrepreneur, but you gotta plug the time in to make it successful for you. No one's plugged in a job. In a job, they plug those holes for you, and you just have a task to do. Whereas an entrepreneur, you got to plug them and make the right play in order for it to work. You got to take a step back sometimes. You got to jump forward. So getting in and trial and error is definitely the first step, though, to being a new entrepreneur. Just try to get off the starting block. Just start. Don't wait till it's perfect. There's no such thing. You got to refine it as you go.
So you got to refine that the tools that God was given to you. Communication should be, simple. You just have to make sure that it's coming from an honest, tongue.
Yeah, but you brought up communication, but communication in 2020 is different than it used to be. There's so many forms of communication now. There's social media communication, there's texting. Back in the 80s, you pick up the phone. All you had was a phone to call people. Now you have to communicate through social media, through YouTube, through email, through text.
Yeah, you have to use social media at least you have to use it for social media for at least your advertising outcome of your business.
Well, you have to
communicate.
You have to communicate different on each platform. You communicate different on Instagram than Facebook. If you want to be successful, you communicate different on Facebook than the email, text different, phone call different. So you have to get all your lines of communication in order to really grow as an entrepreneur, as a business.
No, that's true. You get to what it gives you is like you can see the analytics now of what you're doing. That's what's good about the social media. You get to see like the number part of your business really
And you
quick,
could
like
also
instantaneously.
and you could also collaborate with different businesses
Right,
out there in the world
right,
that you
right.
wouldn't have access if it wasn't for those social media
And
outlets.
and there's more revenue now to take risk in an online business because you're not paying for a building or place that you stay. So you could take more risk and put money capital more places now because
Right.
you don't need a brick and mortar. You don't need a store. You know, you don't need a buildings. You can have them still because I think people will always have them. There'll always be like commercial real estate, but it might be less now, less utilized now. I would assume.
Mm.
But that's all part of the stay home. That just incorporates, you know, the whole entrepreneurship. That's the new entrepreneur. The new entrepreneur stays home.
Yeah, you don't have to pay rent. You're gonna have more. You can run more advertising campaigns and try different marketing. Have a bigger marketing budget.
Right. You could take more risks. I could try things that you can't. That it would be a big loss to you, but to me, it's like I could bounce back.
What would you give an entrepreneur right now advice about starting a new business?
I would tell them they gotta start. You gotta start with self-improvement. You gotta become the business. You can't start without the knowledge. You gotta educate yourself first. You gotta self-educate before you even. You have to self-educate and get knowledge before you can even think of becoming an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
You need the knowledge, information.
Right.
You're definitely right. You need like a foundation of yourself. Because you gotta, because to get into business, you gotta know, you gotta be able to separate things. You gotta be able to see things. Some things gotta be analytically, and some things gotta be emotionally. You know, you can't you gotta be able to navigate. So you gotta figure out who you are first. Who am I, and figure that out. Then, like you said, you be the business, because that'll come out. The business will come out of finding yourself. That'll come out of finding yourself is the business. The business comes out of that.
You got to derive the business from yourself.
Well, that's where the slogan comes from. It takes 10 years to be an overnight success. That's where that comes from. That's trial and error.
Right.
And that's self-education and learning.
I would say it's probably yes and no, because if you do, I'll ask this, and it ain't even got to be too deep, but do you think business has obligations to respond to things from a business standpoint or from a moral standpoint?
Well, people are going to be looking
just
at
in general.
Yeah. When you do business, people are going to look at you and your moral standards, I feel like, anyway. So I would say morally.
Okay.
You have to do business like that.
What do you think?
Me?
Yeah.
I would say definitely morally, because what you put out is going to come back. So if you have bad morals and you try to start a business, I don't think you're going to really get off the ground. You're going to get it's going to come back to you later. I think you got to build. You got to help people first before you can even build. You have to give to receive.
Yeah. No, I agree. You definitely gotta build on solid foundation.
Do you have to plan ahead as much as you think, or
more?
That's a good question.
You got to plan ahead more, I think, than what you even
think.
I think you got to plan ahead more.
I think the same.
You got to have like probably 25, 30 years ahead what it's gonna be. You got to like see it. I try to see what I'm gonna be. That's why this whole push to try to get to stay home so I could have a stream of income so I can stay home is because I've seen myself doing it. I see myself doing it now.
Yeah.
So I know it's possible. Once you like see yourself doing something and you it almost feels like it's there, it's gonna happen. You just gotta figure out the route. Put the work.
So what do you think that thing is to do to put in that work? Like, what would be the innovation in that process, you think?
I agree with Big said, but then he also, like he said, you have to plan, but then you have to move to like execute that plan. You can't plan your whole life and it's over, you missed it. You have
Right.
to plan till you are prepared, but then you have to take that leap once you even feel like you're close to being prepared. You can't over
Right.
plan and not move.
Yeah.
Now you're definitely right. Like it's like most cats are like here and then they're planning and they're seeing what it's gonna be for them, so they're planning out the future. But that's not actually being in motion. You gotta like move with it as you're seeing. You know what I'm saying? As I see it,
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
moving toward getting it. That's like the visual representation of what it is to be an entrepreneur. You gotta move with
Isn't
the
that
dream. You gotta like follow it.
isn't that kind of answering the next question I had?
What was the question?
The innovation.
What was the be a source of innovation for your business if you had one?
What do you mean by source of innovation? What do you mean? I think I know, but what do you mean?
Sources that could build your business quicker, faster, more efficient.
Okay. Well, I mean, definitely. Obviously, social media. That's like the number one. They're the biggest arms to get you out to a lot of different people. I think you could still use like programs that are almost like I guess like email chains. You still want to use email. You can still email people, maybe older, maybe people who still want to do halfway traditional business. They might want to have email, so you do like an email type list too, or something like that.
Right.
But everything's definitely remote. You're from wherever you're at. You don't have to go out and see anyone anymore to network. You don't have to. Actually, that might be weird to go out and see somebody at this point. That might be strange to actually go see someone in person for networking. That might be a little more weird.
So where do you see the innovation going in businesses in general? Like businesses that sell product or
Like
during this time of business.
Like a wholesale?
Yeah, like that.
You could go, Jerry.
They have no choice. They can only go online. Everything is shut down right now. You gotta go on e-commerce. You gotta do a Shopify store.
Right.
But a lot of companies, they were behind the ball on that, though. A lot of big companies are behind the ball on that, though.
Right.
They're dropping the ball when it comes to e-commerce.
You think they got to do their the way they deliver their products to the public differently now that during this pandemic climate?
Yeah, because I mean they're boarding up the malls right now, so it's becoming more online than it's ever been.
Yeah.
You could probably be a little more. You could probably be a little more specific though with your store, like what you sell. Because so many people are going to try. So you can have like your own lane, like literally your own lane probably of things and clientele that you sell to. I think that might be a result of what's going on. Like there'll be stores that like an Amazon that sells everything, but then there'll be a smaller store that sells specific like this. We sell this, like 5 things, but it's flooded with those 5 things. People are buying it. I think you could have things like that. Candles, incense, you could have a store that just sells that. We just online.
So you think when
incense, that's it.
So when you think when it comes to the
hold on, let this cat answer though.
That's interesting that he said that because I actually talked to a gentleman that I know, a coworker. He said that that his niece actually started selling like copper, like cups and like teapots, and she can like leave her job already, like just off that one thing. Just like copper kitchenware stuff.
Right. Exactly.
That's what Biggie's saying, more of like a niche.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, more like a niche.
Exactly.
But you think when it comes to that type of business, e-commerce, more businesses are going to take blueprints from other businesses?
If they're smart, they will.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, you better. That's the way to get it.
That's the way any business is really.
That's the way any business really
comes up. Yeah.
That's it. You gotta have it that way. Happen to this stuff. Okay. that's the only way.
Just putting like a new innovation on it on the same product.
Well, I think if you're talking about building like off other blueprints,
Yeah.
yes and no. Like you could definitely get the basics from something else down of like business, how to run the business. But then you could probably make your own rules now with the biz of like how you want it to run. You could kind of do whatever. There's no like limit on how innovative you want to get for your own online e-com business right now.
That is
especially
very
right
true.
now.
Yeah.
Nobody's going out right now.
I don't know if you know, but Ty Lopez is actually teaming up, and they were buying like stores going out of business because they didn't know how to do the e-com. They were buying these big corporations at discount prices and then turn them e-com because they failed as a big company. They didn't know how to go e-com, so they're buying these huge corporations at discount prices and doing all online.
I guess so. What I just mentioned is happening on a major scale, not just on a regular small business.
What?
It's happening. That they're taking each other's blueprints.
Yeah, they definitely do. But that's what businesses do.
Yeah, I know.
But now, now the small regular Joes that know how to do it are going buying, teaming up with investors and buying these big organizations and just doing Amazon or e-com blueprint on these big organizations that they didn't even know how to do themselves.
Right.
Oh,
right.
Yeah. All right.
I mean, we don't know. There could spring up another Amazon like that, like another big, like if people go that way, like the market's trending, there might be another version. Even if it's not as crazy as Amazon, it's still crazy. Like it's another one that you got to reckon with. So I think a lot of that's going to come out of the climate and the situation. Like I said, we haven't even opened yet. We don't even really fully know what the market's going to do. What percentage is it even going to be when it's time to go back? That's what we gotta see. We haven't pulled the trigger on it.
E-com's not as big as we think. Only like 10% of our sales are online before the pandemic. So you still have another 90% that were going into stores in the malls. We'll see how that number shifts after this. So there's still a lot of room to grow. E-commerce is still like a baby. Look at the whole picture.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're definitely right. So that just shows that there's a lot of room for growth right now. This is going to be a boom. That shows you the boom that's going to be right there. Because there's no way it could trend back to fully store like the part where you go out to get a store. It has to go more toward online. Maybe not 100%.
Yeah,
it'll be significantly more now of people that buy online products. And
what do you think? What do you think entrepreneurs could get themselves more prepared on doing for their business right now, as far as technology and staying up with the new ones? Anything that comes to mind?
I mean, there's mad ways. Like you could at this point you could just Google. You could literally just Google like different chat rooms where people are talking about the new apps that came out that are perfect for the thing you're specifically trying to do. Or you could link with somebody. You could use like a Fiverr, like link up with somebody who specializes, freelancers who does computer graphics, so they could do voiceovers. They can make whatever. They could do whatever. So
right now it's kind of hard to link up with people, so probably have to be through.
Fiverr is an app.
Oh, Fiverr is an app.
You link up. That's what I mean. That is the new link up. Linking up is like online now. That's not. You don't really meet people in person. Yeah. That's the new linking up. So the luxury is going to be if I see you in person. That's like a special treat. Like, oh, I actually seen somebody in person. We going online. We going e-commerce.
And that's like a business for them that they could teach people on that app?
No, Fiverr is just like you can pretty much run a business. It's like freelance freelance workers. So
Freelancers.
Yeah, they do writing. They do
they get you to work.
Graphics. They get there. You just talk directly. You just talk directly to them. it's like a freelance Craigslist type thing, like a Craigslist for freelance workers that could just do different skills that you need done. And you could have them make your website, make your computer graphics, make your logo, things like that. So that's what I would say. The cost, I think the cost for now for a startup to start up a company is definitely lower than what it used to cost before the pandemic, when you used to have to save up to buy a building or to rent.
You think it was the cost is lower now?
For sure. To start a business, for sure. It's definitely lower now, right now. You don't think so?
Well,
Take advantage.
another website, you can use Upwork similar to Fiverr. But I'll tell you, the first thing they have to learn how to use a platform like Zoom. Start with the basics. That's one of the first steps.
Right.
That's the communication, like you spoke about earlier.
Right. You're definitely right. Zoom is the new meetup, so that's how people are getting their information. That's how business is being conducted right now, and that's the norm. That's the norm. Or Google, what is the other one? Google Hangouts. I think that's the other one. So you could do Google Hangouts too. There's other platforms that you could definitely do video conferencing, but Zoom is a big one.
We could zoom forward in a phase 2, whenever that is. Do you think the stimulus checks will make it to the people by then, or stimulus round 2? Is that on your guys' near future or distant? We're not even thinking about it right now. I would like to know.
Yeah, Jerry, you can go.
I don't even know. I just got my first check yesterday, so
No, I
I don't
hear
know
you.
when the next one's coming out.
I think I'm with you. I'm not focused on it. To answer your question, no. I think we'll go back. People will be back at work before they get the second stimulus check.
You really think so?
Yeah, I think so. I think we're closer to getting back to work than getting the now. I'm not saying it's going to be way further after, but I'm saying I think people will go back to work. Then you'll still get maybe another second stimulus check, but you'll be back at work already. Most people,
That's
not everybody though.
There's actually talks of doing it different now. When they get back to boost the economy, they're going to pay when you get back to it. Now they're talking about giving you the check then.
Okay.
When you get back to work, you get one, right?
That's
true.
what they're
Right?
talking about. That's in the air.
Yeah.
I could see that though. That would be a.
I
that would
could
definitely
definitely
be a boost.
see that. That'll definitely be needed, I guess, for people. Any money
listen,
right now.
People don't want to go back. People don't want to go back to work now. They got the stimulus check. So they're putting extra money. They're having problems bringing people back.
Right.
They're blessed. The
Big problem.
people's blessed. Let them be blessed.
Well, a lot of people end up making more during this
No, I know.
Yeah.
whole pandemic. So that's
We
hard.
can't make an uproar about that.
It's not an uproar, but everybody got a feeling of like what it is to just have money.
But that's why they're talking about pay when you come back now. Nobody wants to go back. It's like
Right. That's like to entice you to come back. Right.
Yeah.
Right. That's to get. I wonder how many people filed for S corps and LLCs during this. I bet you it went up. I bet you that went up during this. Everybody didn't do it, but I bet you there's people that did that, and they like really like not going back. And even people that didn't do that just have jobs, they don't want to go back now. It's hard. I've been at home for like 3 months. How do I get back into the swing? And it's not back to normal. It's not normal. It's not
You think they're gonna do it like how they did the last one, or 1100, 1200, whatever it was, and then or they're gonna give it to people like that are have small businesses or something like that, like put some spin on it or something.
It'll be both.
It could be both, right? That's why they take it so
I'm sure they would include businesses. It has to include the first one included businesses, so they're going to get people.
It did. It
did, but mostly big corporations got it. The big corporations.
No, I'm talking about the
paid
small
off the
ones.
first
Small.
It's. I almost think it's too many to take care of every small business in America.
Right.
So no, they're not all going to get it, but maybe a good amount will get it. Some corporations will still get it. That's just how the money works and travels. So It'll be a little bit of both. It'll be a little bit of both. People, I don't know the amount that people will get. I guess some people are thinking about it. I think most people just want to go outside. Maybe not now. I don't know. Maybe not now, but in general, I think people are just over it. They just want maybe they will spend money now just to like feel better about things that's going on.
Well, they were saying that it's crazy. Like I seen a podcast interview where they were saying something about like they printed like $500 billion in 1 September, and like $3 trillion over like 5 years, and they were bugging out about that. Here they printed like $7 trillion in 3 months, so we'll see what that does to the almighty dollar and all that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. $7 trillion in 3 months. That's why. When we could joke about it, but the six-figure mark and like the mid six-figure mark is going to be the new regular. That's going to be the new.
Exactly.
I'm doing okay. Like I paid my bills. I could go on a couple vacations, but I'm not like crazy where I'm just laid up. I still got to.
No, because they might be taking half of that in taxes, 50% or something in taxes.
Exactly.
Crazy.
Exactly. So I need that amount just to hit the 275, the 300, 315. I need to hit that after I take all this.
Just to be like middle class.
Just to
right?
be middle class. Just to be middle. I pay my mortgage. I just do regular stuff. Kids go to school, regular. Like that's going to be the new norm. That's how I see it. That's how inflation is going to work. It's got to be. There's got to be a reaction. There's got to be a reaction. It's not just
if they were bugging out about $3 trillion over 5 years, $7 trillion in 3 months. Like, look at that difference.
Come on, they're gonna
done in history.
They're gonna try to make that up somehow. They're gonna make that up somehow. They have to. They got to get some of it. They know they're not gonna get all of it back, but they got to make some of it back.